So in this video, I'm going to talk about what are fermented foods, what are my favorite ones to incorporate into your daily life, and why you should be eating more of them on a daily basis. So let's get started. So what are fermented foods? So basically, foods can be fermented through a completely natural process. And in this process, basically microorganisms convert carbs, which contains sugars and starches, into actual alcohols and acids. So not only does this process help foods last longer, it also actually changes their nutrient value as well. But not only that, fermenting also enhances the flavors of foods. Just consider regular green cabbage. It's kind of boring and bland, doesn't have a lot of flavor, but if you ferment it, it turns into something very potent like sauerkraut. Plus, that also makes cabbage easier to digest as sauerkraut too. And that's because fermenting leads to creation of probiotics. And probiotics are a real game changer when it comes to gut health. You may have had digestive issues and upset stomach, and your doctor might have said, hey, go take over-the-counter probiotic pills. But you can actually get probiotics that are naturally occurring through your foods if you're choosing fermented foods. So let's talk about the top 8 fermented foods and what nutritional benefit they have for you. Yogurt is probably the top of the list that most people think of when they hear probiotic foods. Yogurt is a fermented form of dairy, and it is really nutrient dense. Not only does it help improve your bone density, it also contains super valuable nutrients like calcium, potassium, and vitamin B12. And definitely make sure to look for full fat yogurts like Greek yogurt, and avoid yogurts that say low fat and that are really highly flavored and sugared. Sauerkraut is so tasty. It's one of my favorites, and it's definitely a really versatile fermented food. It contains a ton of vitamins and antioxidants, which is awesome. It's high in folate and it aids in digestion. Plus, it reduces gum disease, heart disease, and even helps with improving hearing loss. So it's really helpful, and just adding in a tablespoon of sauerkraut into your daily routine will have really beneficial effects. Kimchi is a delicious fermented food. It's most often made with cabbage, just like sauerkraut, but it also has other flavors and additions like radish and ginger and garlic. And it's also been shown to help reduce blood pressure and help reduce the risk of diabetes by improving your sensitivity to insulin. Kombucha is a really tasty fermented drink. It's a fermented tea, and it usually has about 0.5% alcohol, and you can usually find it in the refrigerated section at your local grocery store or health store. Not only does it help with digestion, it also has been studied as a potential preventative measure for prostate cancer. Natto is made from fermented soybeans, and in addition to the probiotic piece from being fermented, it also has extra fiber in there, so your digestive system gets a double whammy of assistance. MISO is also made from fermented soybeans and is also used as a flavoring for miso soups and sauces and salad dressings and marinades. And there are a ton of studies showing the efficacy of using miso as a probiotic because it's fermented, and also it's been studied to reduce blood pressure and reduce your risk of strokes. Tempeh is another form of fermented food that is made from soybeans. It's kind of like tofu, but a little bit firmer and has more texture. And because of the antioxidants, tempeh is considered to reduce the movement of free radicals in your body, which helps reduce your risk for cancers and other illnesses like inflammation. Kefir is kind of like a sour, drinkable yogurt. It's often found in the refrigerated dairy section at your local grocery stores. It's easier to digest than yogurt for people who have lactose intolerance. And it has a ton of health benefits, like it helps reduce inflammatory markers and also improves bone health. Check out my video on the 7 foods I eat every day to see which ones of these I include, and I will see you in the next video.